Okay, this is okay. Nani asks, when you reach the stage of being set in life from streaming, how did you feel and how did things change? I think the question has a lot of components to it, and it has to be broken down. But I think they're all like healthy things to talk about and share. So and I want to share them. Um, I feel like I I feel like I was set for life way before I was set for life in terms of money. So when I stopped being a bitch ass about my abilities and my skills and my value, I was always thinking that my value was fluctuating and would go away. And that sucked for a time because it gives you imposter syndrome, which is very common in people that make content creation. It makes you feel like you're not worth it or you're not good enough. And that sucks. But then, after a while, when you realize that like doesn't matter how far down you go, you go, and you always go back up, and you can always get new heights. You start building what we call intrinsic value, and intrinsic value is like value that you know isn't tied up to a number or something that you can redo again. If things fall and crash and things happen, you can build it up again, right? And having that ability makes you feel rich even though you don't have the money. And that's how I felt when I left Overwatch League, because I didn't have that much money. I mean, I was pretty good, but I wasn't like loaded. And after I left, I did variety and shit like that, and people still watch and enjoy the stream, and I still did content I thought was really good. And I was like, wow, today I didn't. And I at that point I had already removed the viewer count. I was like, that was actually I could feel this was good content, or that I did good content, and I had to look at stats to tell me that it was good content. And after that, I felt like, well, if whether I do that on YouTube or on Twitch or on somewhere, I'll find somebody or people or a company that will find value in that, and then I'll be set. So I felt like I was already set even when I wasn't, right? And that gave me the ability to take bigger risks and to stop being so defensive of my future, because I could build it up. I could build it again if I needed to, and I have it, which gave me like a lot of security, right? But then I realized that when I have all of that, sometimes it'll make other people want it, right? And something that I realize is that the people around me aren't all safe and aren't all secure and aren't all set for life, right? And that creates sometimes discord between people, and it makes things different. Because the way that I act, the things that I do, the things I can justify, well, I can justify for them or whatever. Does that make sense? And then maybe some people they want that and whatever. And I always felt like it was trash, because even though I felt like I was secure and I was all good, other people will want the same sort of like security or whatever, which is, I guess, enough. I just felt like at a time when I finally like was doing better in terms of money, whatever, right? I don't think you understand. Like when I say like I wouldn't spend any money like ever, I wouldn't spend ever. Like I didn't buy anybody gifts. I didn't buy myself gifts. I didn't buy t-shirts. I bought nothing because I felt like I almost felt like I was crowdfunded, and that is hard to explain, but it just didn't feel good because it felt like somebody was giving me money and I was spending it, and that never felt good for me. Well, I am, but I'll explain it in another way in a minute. Chat, I'm rambling about this question, but there's a lot of components to it. There's a lot of components, right? So I don't want to ramble. I'll keep going though. Okay. So then, what was I saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't spend any money because I felt like it wasn't mine. And you can say whatever you want about this. I'm not here to sell you on the idea. I'm not here to convince you. I'm asking the question at face value, and I'm just telling you. I didn't say it was justified. I'm saying that's how I felt. So I felt like the money was never mine. So I never spent any of it. And it was always hard to people around me, because everybody around me was like, oh, you have a lot of money. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that. And I was like, well, I don't want you. Because, and it was hard for me to explain to them. And then I just always act the same way, whether I had money or not. And then for them, they didn't really get it. Because it's like, they see all the money coming in and it's like, does that make sense? So then, and then one day, after years, are you fucking kidding me? You bust a bitch ass. Okay. I told you this before a lot. I'll put some low fee or some shit. Cause this is gonna get too crazy. Okay. This part is very important. This part I'm about to say is very important. And then I was able to get a Twitch contract, which is a one-to-one with Twitch instead of just being a normal partner. I was like an upgrade partner or whatever, right? And then I started getting what you would call corporate money. So instead of like, instead of having the money from like all the views or whatever, it was more like, it was very corporate money. Now it's like money from Amazon. And at that point, when I started getting that, well, I was like, I didn't get destructive, but I got like, I got the opposite at that point. Instead of feeling guilty that I have like people's money, now I was like, bro, now I got like corporate money. And now I want to just fucking get rid of it, almost, you know? Because it's a whole other ballgame, right? It's really dumb. It's really weird. And the reality is that it just felt to me like even though I still didn't care about money in itself, everybody around me that isn't me cared about it. And that was created the distance between me and other people, because it's really annoying when you have something they don't care about and everybody around you cares more than you do about your own thing. It's like if you fucking buy like a Nintendo and it's like everybody really cares about it and you just want to like hang out with them. But like for them it's like, oh yeah dude, I really want to play a Nintendo. And like, yeah, I have it, but I don't care for it that much. Like I had, and all people want to do is just play with it. That's gonna how I felt a little bit. Does that make sense or not? And that changed a little bit, which kind of sucked. That sucked. And then, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. I'm just gonna bend this guy. I'm not gonna bother with that. I don't know why I saw that. I just bent this guy. Yeah, I have real estate and houses and fucking stocks and bullshit. Yeah, I have crypto and fucking standard stocks and bullshit and high risk stocks and some absolute dog shit. I'll talk about it in a minute. I have a bunch of other ones. I was talking about like fan stuff before. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a good question. I mean, I think I've spoken about it before. That's more of a personal question, and I think some people can learn from that, and some people that I feel since I'm old now or older, people think this is negative. People think it's like a negative thing, and it's not. I think in my core personality, there are two components that are very important to me. That sound bad, but since I've mastered them, because I've always lived like that, they're kind of good. I have one, a super addictive personality, and two, a super self-destructive personality, which mixed together can kind of like go crazy, but it's manageable. These are things that I think like make me who I am, whatever, and I don't want to fight them too hard, because for me, being self-destructive has never been really a problem, because I always destroyed things that I was able to create and make again. So like a lot of times when here's an example. I play Overwatch, okay, and back in the days I was like always nearing like top 10. Even before I was a streamer, everybody knew me on solo queue. Nobody knew me from stream. I streamed, but nobody watched. And there is times where like, I would play like 15 hours type shit, and I'd be in the morning, it'd be like 5 in the morning, sun's up already, right? And the queues are really bad, so you're getting like really bad matchmaking because nobody plays the game at that point. And I was getting games that are like 2,000 rated under me. So like I was top 10, and I was playing games with diamond players. And they were just not playable. They were just not winnable. Okay. And then I would lose, and I would lose, and I would lose, and I would lose. And after like 15 losses in a row, instead of going to bed, I was like, you know, dude, I don't care, man. Fuck this shit. And I would keep playing, and sometimes I would lose like, brother, I would lose like 20 plus games in a row, and I would drop down like, I would drop, because when you win games, you don't have a 100% win rate, right? You're gonna end up 60% win rate at lower ratings. So it's like, it would take me days to make back the rating that I had lost on that one night. And every time I still did it, okay? Because it felt so destructive, and it felt like I wanted like that pain or whatever. I wanted that. And it feels really good when you're self-destructive to destroy things. It feels really good. It's unhealthy, it's bad, and you shouldn't do it. But the reality is that for me, it felt really good to destroy things. Especially when I know I have the ability to build it again. And the reason why I think it's a good thing overall is that I learn a lot from losing, and I learn a lot from going down when it's time to go back up again. And knowing what to do when things are really bad, and the things that you do, you become like skilled at being down bad, right? And whenever you don't want to self-destruct, you're doing good, right? And you go down and things break in your face, and it's very, very tough, right? Well, now most people will get uncomfortable because they'll be like, oh dude, things are really bad right now. I feel so lost. But when you're somebody who self-destructs a lot, being down bad is like your home. It's like you master it. So at that point, you're down bad. You're like, okay, so what? I mean, I've been here most of my life. I've been here all the time. I'm always here. So like, how is this a challenge? It's becomes very, very easy to overcome challenges and obstacles when you're used to being in that state. And when you master that, you feel invincible, because it makes you feel like whatever happens, you're gonna make it regardless. So even though I do think that momentarily when I do self-destruction behavior, it's bad, I don't like it, but I know it's happening. I try not to be too defensive of it. I try to just take it for what it is, you know, because I know that like it'll pan out. And that feels really good. Okay. Gaming is fine. I think I overdo it. I think I overcomplicate. Like I think games are fine. I just kind of it's obvious that I learn a lot in my head. What I say, what I think is completely different things. Fuck, that was a question and I missed it. Yeah, this is yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. My trust in people is completely destroyed. What else? Why don't you play games you actually enjoy instead of stopping and not playing them on stream like Summer Soda you talking about? I think a lot of it becomes I don't want to like waste people's time. Sometimes I feel like it's like not good enough, or like I'm wasting people's time. Makes you feel kind of guilty. It makes me want to like do other things. It's a bad behavior, but I know it happens a lot. I'm an accountant. He's like a crackhead. I think he takes crack. I think these are both fine questions. Why is there an old man here? Why is there an old man? Oh, come on, man. You really did that. I didn't read that. I think... Actually, I know. There's a bunch of things that stuff I'm getting my goals, and the main thing is sleep problems are really, really bad. That's really bad. Some like anxiety shit and other things are kind of annoying, but that never stopped me. But yeah, the obvious is really fucking annoying. I'm keeping it about. That's just annoying. It never stopped from doing anything. It just made me upset. Made me learn a lot. I've adulted a lot ever since things started, which is a good thing at the same time. I always believe that certain lessons come at a price, and you pay with its money or time to learn something. You want to learn it with it costing not a lot, and it sucks when it does cost a lot. But if you think about it, most of my like getting scammed, right? Most of my lessons around being scammed were all already learned from when I was really young. I played Diablo 2. I played WoW. I learned a lot about it, right? So like, these are lessons that at the time were very costly, but in the general sense of the word, not very costly, and made me act differently. And then I got to learn it. But my current situation, it made me learn about a lot of things. And I never want to associate poorly like a lesson and being overly defensive. Because what you don't want to become, you don't want to get like, let's say I don't know, somebody wrongs you. You don't want to see everybody like that, because then it sucks. Then it's like, Well, you didn't learn anything. You're just being an asset at that point. Because now you're putting everything in the same box, and now you're ruining possible good things in your life because you're over analyzing it. So I think I've been doing a pretty good job at separating both, but still looking up from it. And I feel for a long time I hadn't like I wasn't even on my own side. I feel like a lot of times like I wasn't on my own side because I just sometimes you don't believe that people can change that much, and it's like I don't know. I got carried away, you know. That sucks. But in terms of actual goals and shit like that, not a lot of things. I think sleeping problems are really bad because then you have less energy, and energy is everything, and that really was sucked. But other than that, not much. I'm kind of chilling, to be honest. There isn't that much that I missed out on. One thing I really want to do is do like shows, stuff like that. And you know what? I actually realized that I'm just bad at it. I'm just bad. And you know what? Dude, that's fine. You don't have to be good at everything. I'm just dog shit. You know? And once you learn that, like, it grounds you. Like, I wanted to try it. And it sucks that the stream is bigger now. Because it's like everything has to be successful these days. Right? But it's like, it sucks. Because like, I had to try it. And one of the things, some of my goals were all around that. So being able to try it, I was able to say, okay, we suck at this. Boom, we're done. That's fine, right? So most of my goals aren't achieved because I have obstacles or problems. They're just different goals. I just changed goal line because I felt like just streaming every day and doing this thing. It's cool and all, but I want to try other stuff that are kind of related, right? See if I was good at it, to try to have fun with other things, but I'm just bad at it. So that's easy. It's not that I didn't give up. I just said like, we just don't have the massive ability to do that. I could learn it, I could become better at it, but it's very time consuming, and I don't think the result will be that natural. I want it to be natural. And the learning curve can be entertaining, but I don't think it would have been entertaining, and no, I think it would have been pretty bad, to be honest. I think at that point, it's not worth it. Okay, that's out of the way. Yeah, I think that was actually a really good question to answer. I'll go really fast. I enjoy moving because I've given up entirely. I'm not kidding. It took me years to believe this. I've completely given up on settling down. I give up. You know what earlier I said I don't like certain things taking away from the main thing and blah blah blah. Nah, that shit. I fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't apply here. I get a free pass. I get a card. I check it in. I don't care. I use all my expenses, and the conclusion is I can't stay in one place, and I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. Okay. So yeah, I enjoy moving because I have to. Yeah. Maybe if I retire, maybe, I don't know. Probably not. What did Miss say to me that I changed my opinion about it? And I think something I often forget when looking outwards at people, I fail to look inwards simultaneously and understand that some things have a ridiculous and astronomical amount of details and small components that draw a picture, and sometimes the picture gets drawn for you and you forget that other components happen, and then I don't give the people the leeway that I'd like to be given to myself, and it makes things blurry. It makes things hard to understand, and it makes it so you lose track of what's actually real, and that sucks. That does make sense. I don't think I spoke in code. I think if you could write down what I said, I think it makes sense. I have absolutely zero positives, or I gain nothing from these friendships or these people. I learn nothing. Quite literally. I just did it because I wanted to, and I felt like things snowballed out of proportion. When it comes down to my involvement, and I just felt like it's not really what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to, in retrospect, I would have done it differently. And it's kind of trash. Yeah. The people. True love exists, yeah. Just find the right people. Okay. This is something, again, that people are gonna be very defensive about. And I'm gonna tell you how it is. I think the problem is that these days, this is not only with this community, I think it's the internet as a whole. People want to set fires everywhere and then blame everything else but themselves for the fire being there. And it's a very core component of the current social media meta. People want to post some really weird shit. And you know, like the big tweet guys that get a lot of likes on Twitter and on your For You page, all these guys will post the most degen shit, and when things blow up in their face, they'll take a step back and be like, "Yo, I just reposted something. Somebody posted that. I just retweeted. I don't even know what the fuck that even is. I just," and that's kind of where we're at. So I think we're in this internet meta of like, and I'm the same way too. I don't mind the whole everything burning down, because it's like, I think most things should be burned down, to be honest. But when it's our shit, it's always different. I mean, dude, everybody wants all the buildings to burn up until it's their building. Then they care, and it's, guys, what the fuck is this, guys? Oh yeah, some arrived, guys, burn down the fucking buildings. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm Chad as fuck, man. I'm chatted the fuck out. Burn that shit, bruh. Wait, my house? What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this shit? What is wrong with you, bruh? That's kind of how we are right now, and I think in this state of society. But, yeah, that's my thought about that. So, how does that correlate to the community? That correlates as in people have been doing like really weird shit, in my opinion, over the years, and then it's gotten like worse. What is this fucking game? It's gotten worse to the point where like people try to like people try to find like the most mundane thing I've done to justify like the stupidest shit. Which is, in my opinion, was just really, really odd. It's like people generally want to be parasocial. They want to be. And it's like, at times, I did things that like generally fosters that behavior. And then I stopped. And then afterwards, it's like, well, we acted parasocial because he did that like a year ago, dude. So like, we want to go hard. And it's like, but we did it like 2 years ago, so we're gonna go way harder. And then, oh, dude, like, I only posted this guy's address because like he like said, yo guys, this like years ago. And it's like people like justify more and more, and then they do the dumbest shit. And back in the days, we used to have a community more towards like the style of fucking like Forsen, where it's like actual good banter, good jokes, like just like the goofiness of existing. Just being goofy and like, oh dude, this guy's a fucking hunchback, dude. Like, posture lol W. And these days it's not like posture lol W. It's like, yo dude, disgusting ass piece of dog shit, fucking posture looking like piece of trash fucker, ugly piece of dog shit. It's like, okay, like, I think we've went from like actual funny creative banter / memes creation to actual degenerate insult based behavior, which really is like, people think it's like a more, but it's a less. You lose out on like a lot of cool shit, because that brings stuff like, oh dude, I'm gonna slam in this game and I'm gonna call him a mophead, and it's gonna be really funny. And then people think, oh wow, this guy made everybody laugh. What I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna log in and I'm just gonna call him the N-word. Right guys? Right? That's so funny, dude. And it's like, people try to ramp up like their impact without the finesse and without the good intention and without the actual thought behind it. And what that causes is that everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and then we have less good things. And that's just kind of how it's been recently. Literally. And you can blame me all you want. And then people said, oh yeah dude, well we started using lil bro and insulting it because it's hit. And like I said earlier, the justification, people were like, dude, he collabed with Kai like 2 times for a total of 1 hour a month for like, that's like 2 hours, bro. Like, we're like them now, dude. Like, we don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, people just justify the behavior through a bunch of hoops. And that was one of them. Is like, I've always thought there's a massive amount of value in life when it comes down to clash. So what I think clash is when you put somebody in the wrong box on purpose. Like, you put, let's say, okay, here's a good example. When they put like rappers in like an esports tournament, like when they had like Lil Yachty playing a Rainbow Six, right? I think it's degen. And I think that's what grounds people down, because it's funny. Because you put somebody in the wrong spot and you see how they act, and it makes good funny results. And I think that's funny shit. I think that's pure comedy. Okay, that's funny. And when I saw like the Kai Aiden guys, I relate to nothing of these guys. Literally nothing. Like maybe a couple things here and there, whatever. And I thought, these guys, I don't know what the fuck they're about. I'm gonna jump into whatever they're doing. So a bunch of times, like, and it's like, even some of you guys don't remember this. We played Friday 13th, right? And then I jumped in there, and it was a disaster. It was the most degen content of all time, right? Because we had nothing in common, and it was funny. And I always thought this is like one of the best content is when you put people that don't belong in the same box, and it becomes a degen fest. And the nature of why I did those things was that I just wanted to have fun. And then, of course, like I said earlier about the other topic, which kind of goes in the same box, like, dude, he's playing with these guys because they have views. He's playing with these guys because they're trending. He's playing with these guys because and people made all these narratives of why I did it, right? And then they justified a bunch of hate and a bunch of like weird behavior change because I did it. When it's like, I just wanted to have fun with people. I just want to make content. Like, it's a raw positive for everybody. And people forget that back in the days when I did that, these guys didn't have viewers. Literally, they just didn't. Like, all the Kai had like 4K I think at the time or something. These guys were just all quote unquote nobodies. Literally, and people forget that because it was about making content. It wasn't about getting views or getting traction or some nefarious fucking ending you wanted me to have and you wanted me to pay me as a bat. Like, I just did it for fun. And now that they have views, now everything changes. Well, you did that because guys, 4 equals nobody. Guys, I'm upscaling numbers for it to make sense to you. If you're, let's say, 40K, 50K, 60K Andy, whatever, right? And I hate viewer count Andes, but this is people that brought this discussion up on me. If you're talking about leeching of other people, if you have 60K, 4K is nobody. You're not gonna gain much out of that. Like, if your goal initially was to get views and go crazy, you're not gonna DM a 4K Andy at 60 to fucking ball out. So if you make the argument that I did it to ball out, your argument doesn't make sense. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that doing these things wasn't made to ball out. It was made to have fun. I mean, people forget it. Among Us, we played with people that had 4 viewers. Dude, at the time when things were blown up, I had like 80K viewers. 70, bro, I played with people that had less than 10 viewers. That's it. Because what? Because want to have fun, want to make content. That was the root nature of the behavior. So it sucks when people paint that as something else that it's not. Because I don't think I've ever collabed with somebody because they had views. If anything, in past recent times, I've quite literally declined multiple big celebrity show-ups because I thought there was no content there. There's no value. I thought me and them, it's not that we don't line up, is that it just feels like it's gonna be bad. Awkward is good because it's content, but just some things just aren't meant to be. I'm not gonna tell you who because I don't want to make people feel bad and make them feel lesser. But there's been a big amount of yeah, there's been a bunch, dude. It's people know. I'm not gonna. People are sending names in chat. And that's it. And that's just it. I truly believe in making good things. I think I can have a better stream with a 0 viewer Andy doing dumb shit that I think is actual good content than having fucking Beyonce on stream and having bad content. Because then all I'm doing is that I'm just getting raw numbers from people who don't care. Because I'm doing something that has no value. I want to do something that has value and provides value for people regardless. That's the goal. Anyway, moving on. So I think the community changed in that way, which kind of sucks because like we get to do less things. People forget when people act dog shit and have certain behaviors, we can do less. The same way, IRL gets dangerous, and we can do less because of it. Like, I told you this last time. The IRL with Kai was one of the most stressful days of my life, and it's because I know what things are like, and I had to be on my fucking A game the whole time in my head. I was having fun. I had to look at. I wanted to show that I was having fun because I was having fun. But at the same time, my brain was in overdrive. Like I was thinking about like camera angle. Don't do this, don't do that. I was trying to save everybody because these guys don't do IRL very often. And they don't know what can happen. And it was, I didn't talk about everything that happened that day, but there was a few components that like, I had to fucking micromanage. And it was like, my brain was fucking on fire. Like, my brain was going, it was crazy. Oh, more thunder outside. For my job? Well, it was my job by default. I mean, what the fuck? Me and Moxie are still chill. I love Moxie. Just Moxie never really wanted to appear on camera. You know what? I'm gonna talk about this topic. I'm gonna approach it really fast because nobody will care about this. This is a very complicated thing. So, um, the sweet spot in life is when you find people that all your goals align together and everything works in tandem without even talking about it. Because you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. You just exist, and the people that you're with or whatever, you just know. You just know. And with Moxie, that's how it was. It was me and him against the world at the time. Especially with doing like variety. People forget about this. Variety was fucking, bro. People don't. Me and Moxie played the dumbest game when we're completely out of energy, like, and we just wanted to entertain. And want to build something. We want to build stuff. So we play Overwatch to continue like building a community or whatever, because that's what people cared about at the time. But also we want to do stuff that people will care about past Overwatch, which is variety. And then we're playing the dumbest fucking games, and we had no energy doing it. And sometimes it was fucking miserable. But it didn't matter, because it was me and him. You know? It didn't matter if it was shit, because we had a good time, because it was me and him. And we could joke about how bad the game was after stream and fucking say dumb shit and be like, yo, dude, that was fucking cancer. And then I remember sometime it was like, bro, that puzzle was so fucking boring. Bro, the shit was dying. I Googled the answer, bro. Like, dude, that's how bad it was. Okay. And then, that's just kind of how it was. So, there came a point, or like sometimes I wanted to do other stuff, and I wanted to do stuff that Mox didn't find fun or whatever. But that happens in life. That's just what happens. And you want to like play League, you want to do whatever, and I didn't want to do that. And I didn't have to talk about it. For me and him, it wasn't a business. Like, it never was. I didn't have to fucking say, yo, dude, like, you gotta sit down and do this. Like, we just did things less and less together because it just didn't line up. At one point, we just almost did nothing together. And that's fine. He wanted to have his own stream, his own thing, and I was totally okay with that. I would never go against that. And he knows that I would never go against that. That's just how it was. And it just kind of ended like that. But I always loved Moxie, and then his dedication to the stream was unmatched. It's something that you see. Fuck, man, that's a whole different ball game. But it's something that I think on the. I don't want to sound too cliche about this. I don't want to sound like I'm reading too far into it. I genuinely believe this. This is something very, very, very important. This is something that you find rarely on the internet as a whole. Not only on Twitch or whatever, or for streams. This is the type of collab / person that you find almost nowhere when it comes to everything. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, gaming. Because it comes from wanting to do things that have fun, right? Without ulterior motive. And when I wanted to like make your own stream or what, like, of course I would always want my friend, if you want to have a stream, to have his own stream, you know? Have his own source of revenue, right? But at the same time, if we can consolidate in one spot and do things for the sake of doing them, right? Then it's like, it's perfect. Because you don't have to explain anything, you know, and things don't get weird. And like, when you look back at it, McConnell and Asmongold, Greg and Tyler, right? You look at these duos of people, me and Moxie, you look at these duos of people, and you realize that like, how often do you see that happen anywhere? Rarely, never, because people will either leave because they want to do their own thing, they want to do their own business, they want to open up their own channel, and a lot of people are purely result-based and leech-based, and they leave. And it's why I never understood why people said that Greek is a leech. Greek made his brand on being a leech because it was funny, right? He made that joke, he kind of played along, right? But people forget that Greek was on Tyler's stream for years, making content for free, for nothing, but just making people laugh. He didn't want anything. He ended up getting things out of it. Maybe it was a big long con, but I think that the investment of time before everything happened definitely justifies him getting that, because at that point he deserves it, you know. And whether it's a long con or not, what people gain and what the streamer gained from that is so much that it doesn't matter what happens at that point, because he's already passed that line. And in my opinion, we're getting past that line. And I'm telling you, this is something. This is not an opinion. This is a fact that I'm telling you. On the entire internet, duo Wingman like combo like that, it's incredibly rare you're gonna see that people will stick together and go past that line of being mutually beneficial. Most people will do their own thing way before, and they'll quit, and they'll whenever they see them like security or like money, they will get the fuck out, they will run with the bag, and they will never be appear again, right? But for Greek, for Moxie, and then for McConnell, it was all about providing value for people that watched. They want to make people laugh, they want to make good jokes, they want to make good memes, and they want to create a moment that people will remember for the times to come, and to leave a small token in history, you know? And I think that for me, Moxie, that's how it was. And then me and Moxie had other goals, and we just didn't play together anymore. That's it. But still, I think that sometimes, like, a lot of my projects and what things I want to do them on camera, and Moxie doesn't want to be on camera. And I never forced him out. I never said, yo, Moxie, get on camera right now, whatever. I've always given him the opportunity. I said, if you want to do this, we can do this. And I think over the years, I probably told him like 30 times. Projects, I said, yo, dude, I've always tried to include him and be like, yo, dude, if we do this, you can do this. If we do this, you can do that. If we do this, you can do that. And then I don't blame him. I don't blame him for not doing it. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. Because the last thing I want is him to feel forced to do it. And then he appears and he feels like he's on the clock, or like he's being paid. He's like, feels like you're doing a real job. And the closer you get to feeling it like a real job, the farther you are from making content that matters to people. And people fail to realize this. That's why Among Us sucks so much, is that everybody got so businessy that people made so much content that nobody gives a fuck about. You can make streams that have 100k viewers that not a single soul will remember. Or you make a stream that has 10k viewers that will matter to every person watching it. And I know a stream like that when I fucking see one. And I always go for that. And nobody can tell me anything else. That's my philosophy. That's just kind of how I see it, yeah. It's just high density value for people, that's all. Yeah, so I always felt like really cringy, like when people like try to make things that are like, oh dude, like Bri replacing Moxie, like Jesse replacing this guy. Like, dude, stop that. It's not like that, dude. It's like, I just want to hang out, and if people want to make content, make content. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad, and we just move on. Like, it's just like, I don't want to have this weird like fucking like competition. We're just trying to have fun out here, man. Cars, yeah, I don't have to think about it. If we're supposed to do stuff on stream, no, I could do the opposite. No joke though. I wish people understood this. I'm trying not to sound like I'm some sort of like fucking master manipulator of chat. Listen, it's quite the opposite. Sometimes like I have to force myself to not do stuff on stream, because there are things that I really want to do, but I know I can't do, and that feels like trash. Because sometimes I know like parasocial farming / drama / this will get weird, this will get legal, this will get, there's so many things that I think are, my content brain is like fucking is busting through my skull, okay? And I sometimes realize that content brain is not fantastic. Like, just kinda how it is. Give examples. Oh, I mean, I've always loved dating content. I think I'm generally decent at it. I think it's fun as shit. I think people love watching it, and I think I could have done a lot with it. But at the same time, it makes it so I love doing long hours. I like doing 10-hour streams. I like doing 10-hour, 20-hour streams. And the reality is that the chat experience gets really shitty when you do stuff that makes parasocial. So if I do some skits and some things around like e-dating, it's really funny. After that, for an hour, it's fun, 2 hours. After that, I play a game for 8 hours, and the chat is just sucking on my balls about a billion shit that just annoys me. And it makes everything so tainted. It's why everybody that does dating content don't do long streams. It's why Austin's show doesn't do a lot of shows. It's why he doesn't. His community got turned to dog shit, and it's unbearable, and it's boring, it's predictable, it's cringe. Just look at this chat. Y'all motherfuckers posted about the contestant of that 1 hour show. Like, you still post about them right now. Like, I still see some of you dumb fucks asking questions about these people that I interacted with like 5 sentences 4 months ago. Like, it's cringe. It's unbearable. But at the same time, I love that content. But I know I can't do it. So when you say like, do you feel forced to do things on stream? It's the opposite. I always have a passion to do stuff. But I have to force myself not to do things instead. And that sucks. You feel? Oh, you a small streamer? Someone wants to get into streaming in the current year. Don't do it. You shouldn't want to get into streaming. You should do it because of what you get out of it, which should be fun and enjoyment. If the stream takes off, it does. Should I force it? It will never work. It'll never work. I'm telling you, dude. Just don't even bother. People will see through that shit like fucking blood. Okay? Because there's one thing people can sniff out, it's being not genuine, okay? And when you're doing things for profit and for fakeness, people will see through it. And that makes it, you won't be able to make it like a main thing for you. Unless you focus on like super one-sided entertainment. So like shows and whatnot, which aren't very interactive. Everything impact on the viewers is positive and negative. I am blindly and deliberately stupid when it comes to my impact on people. I don't want to navigate the world and content based on how it impacts people because I genuinely do not care. From the bottom of my heart, okay, if my stream made you unhappy or whatever, it does I give zero fucks because this is my outlet. I do this because I want to. How is that privileged? You're a fucking idiot. You're privileged. Imagine thinking that I'm gonna make things for you to feel good. I don't give a shit. This has always been an outlet for me. It's how I process. I like to stream and talk and release energy to the world. And if that energy sticks with you, it sticks. And on days that it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna fake some weird energy and level out my anger and my happiness and my whatever just to give you the right energy so that it fits the most people. And oh my god, that's like you get crazy doing that shit. You get nuts. Look at all the streamers that do that shit. These people are miserable. Watch their stream. They never raise their voice. They never have action energy because the energy is all twisted and turned down, and it's all like processed and repackaged, and they don't know who they are anymore because they're everybody else but themselves to people that tuned in to watch them. Everybody clicks to watch them and they become everybody else, and people are like, oh but dude, I watch to see myself in this person. I don't care to give you that. It's not what I set out to do. I feel when people touch about the juicers, the community as a whole, you know, I'm gonna go and fucking go hard, bruh. It's fucking time, bruh. It's time, dog. It's fine, cut. It's fine, blood. It's time, dog. I love that. I love this question. This question, dude, I love this question. I answer it every time I get it, dude, because people forget. Okay. How do you feel when people talk about the juicers or about the community as a whole? You think the community is more toxic than normal? You wanna know why people talk blah 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 about everybody and everything? Wanna know why people do blah blah blah? Wanna know why people do that shit? Because nobody talks about their community. Nobody says blah 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 about their people. Wanna know why? Because they're fucking nobodies. They do nothing. They achieve nothing. They go nowhere. They don't do shit for anybody, and nobody's behind them because their cause sucks dick. Okay, that's why they run. It's why they make everything about running their mouths about everybody, because they don't sit down and do shit. And you say, but dude, what about you? Bro, it doesn't matter. We'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this, we'll do that, right? But at one point, I'll click a video, I'll click a game, or do some shit, and we're gonna go back to our own lane and we're gonna do our own thing, right? And everybody goes through our boxes, do the right things, and things just continue. These people, what happens then? Their stream ends. They stop. It's what these people do. Because all they have is the guys, I'm the underdog. These guys are so cringe. Lol, guys, lol. Guys, we're gonna talk about these. Look, guys, this is so funny, dude. Look at these guys, they're so stupid, lol. But look at us. And they turn around, and there's nothing. It's void. There's literally nothing. Nobody's behind them. They're just on their own. Because they don't build anything. And the whole concept about content creation is that you make something. You make something of value for people. You do something that matters. And you create something. And yes, sometimes I'll do dumb shit that doesn't hit the mark, that just goes sideways. Sometimes I'll do something that ends up being bad. But at the end of the day, we always at least try to build something of value. And these people, all they can do is talk. Because they don't have the ability to build. I wish you guys understood this. When you go out of the woodwork, when you go out of your way to be as crazy as you can, to act other shit, when you insult and crash on people, you think that it makes you above them. And I will tell you this a million times, and this has to resonate with you. Okay, you're gonna think throughout your life that whenever you're trashing somebody, you're above, you're building, you're going, you're doing something. I guarantee you, when you're going at somebody and doing shit like that, it says way more about you than it says about them. When you say, yo, dude, you're a this law, you're that, all of that shit is all you, and rarely any of them. It makes you smaller. You have to yell, you have to cry, you have to do all this shit, right? To feel like you're building something. I think you build nothing. People prey on downfall. The people that prey on people's downfall, they have no castle they didn't build shit. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. I wish you understood this. It's so important. So important. So, how do I feel about them? I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, they give me free promotion. These guys, they say, the juicers suck. What is juicers? Oh, it's XQC's juicers, man. And then they click in and they watch. My content is better. They follow, they watch ads, they sub, and they suck on my fucking balls. While their streamer yaps and fucking gives me free promotion. They're literally a fucking ad, a walking ad for my shit. People come in and they get a better product. These people are they're so delusional. I'm being harsh about it, but I'm being overly dramatic about this, but it's just, that's kind of how it is. Okay? All in all, that's kind of how these things manifest themselves. It's why I'm never afraid of collabing with somebody, with other streamers, because I genuinely believe that I enjoy what I do, and I think some people enjoy it, right? And I'll never stop doing my thing. And if people find better content somewhere else from somebody else, they can watch it while they want. It doesn't take away from me. I want people to find things that they enjoy watching. If I come up with another streamer and they have more enjoyment watching them and they find value in that, so be it. Then that person has found better content that suits them more, right? And I know I have my ability to get more people that'll enjoy what I do, and I'll outrun that. I'm not afraid of because being afraid makes you weak. It makes you weak. Okay. People always say, dude, this guy's leeching. This guy's taking advantage of you. No, I'm taking advantage of them. Okay, they provide me with content, right? And they pile on. They give me. It's just like Jesse. Jesse gives me content. Maybe if he goes on stream, he starts to stream, maybe he gets more viewers, right? I leech off of Jesse. People say, if you say Jesse's leeching, absolutely not. I leech off of Jesse. I get his juice. Okay. So that's how kind of how these dynamics play out. A lot of people who blame chat hopper's action. It motivates people the one who heard you chat hop more. I think this is always really like. I generally think that this just plays into the victim card meta. I genuinely think that outrage / victim meta is the most played meta right now socially, and it's really insane how powerful it is. I think a lot of buzzwords into the mix adds to that dynamic. It makes it even worse. It's why we're talking about chat hoppers. It's why even chat hoppers became a buzzword. Now it's if I'm streaming and if I'm streaming and there's other streamers and my chat says some dumb shit at me, it's gotta be chat hoppers. It has to be, because then I can blame my chat's dumb fucking behavior on other people, offload the blame. On top of that, I can flip it, become the victim. Help me please, help me please. Fuck you guys, bitches, you are guilty of fucking me over, please help me. And then they get to play that card, and it plays into this strategic position in social dynamics. And what that means is that they get to extract value out of people. And the reason why I'm never scared of these people is that their streams are shit. Victim Andy's streams are always absolute dog shit. Unwatchable, unbearable, and they can suck my balls. Genuinely. Okay. I'm telling you, this is something I've seen over the years. I've seen it time and time. I've been on the internet for a long time. I've done this fucking streaming bullshit for a long time. Victim Andy's streams as a whole are always very bad. Okay. Wanna know why? Because people on the internet want to appear like they care. Viewers like to say, oh, I care about your problems. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. Nobody actually cares. People want to be entertained. People want to live something. People want to feel something, okay? They go to your stream, if you're being a victim Andy all the time, ain't nobody give a fuck. Nobody actually cares, okay? Nobody gives a fuck. What about other streamers being afraid of own community? Cringe. The longevity of the stream, the days, everything that you want to call it. No, I'm fine. Orders are complicated. I think I realized that. I don't want to do that. I have not missed out on anything. I'm still young enough to do whatever I want, and I think I did pretty bad in living my life like outside streaming. But there's a bunch of things. I mean, people. I mean, you guys say cap, but I mean, you're gonna spend most of your life in a 9 to 5, and in some fucking juicing box in a sweatshop, doing shit you probably won't even like, and you're gonna be stuck there for like the longest time, and you won't be able to live your life at all, and you're gonna be stuck with like bills and life, and it's just kind of how it's gonna be. And then you're gonna be like, oh, but dude, I lived my life because at the end, I at my job, I went and I took a beer at the corner for like 45 minutes. And it's like, well, your reality and then your definition of what living a life is will change and shift over the years, and it just has to make sense for you, and it just has to make sense for you. And whatever decision you make or path you take, it just justify it, or fight for change. I don't know. So I justified my lifestyle, and I enjoyed it. I have no regrets. If I don't like something, I change it. You need one type of games. Games are something that usually kind of like a movie you've stopped watching and you go back to it. It's kind of not the same. I can't do. I genuinely cannot do a subathon. It's gonna be bad. I have sleep problems. I don't know what that means. I think so many people know about your life. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I mean, I know I overshare about my life, but at the same time, a way to process things and me to heal from things that I don't like are just saying it. If I did something that I don't like, I just like last time when I was dating this girl from Quebec and I ghosted her, like I told Chet about it, not because I wanted to from socials, because I felt bad about it, and it helps me to do better and to heal and to process, to say it. And then if chat says it back to me and makes fun of me for it, then it makes me like process faster. It's a way. It's like a diary. Yes. I might never hold grudges. And that's actually good. That's actually pretty good. I think that's actually pretty good. Okay, I genuinely do not hold grudges. I've seen some of my worst enemies in real life, or people tell, and I can't bring myself to care. I genuinely don't care. I get mad when people, okay, this is very, very short-sighted, and it's one of my problems. I move on so fast that sometimes people don't move on as fast as I do, and they will act like what are you doing? And I forgot. I genuinely forgot that we're supposed not to like each other. And then they'll get like mad at me, because they're like, dude, like we're not, you know, they don't think that we're supposed to like each other or something like that. And to me, that just feels odd, because usually I don't think I've rarely had a problem with somebody that I didn't move on the next day from, which also can be a bad thing, because some things need processing or whatever, but I don't like to see life as too serious sometimes. Same with Hazan, yeah. Same with Hazan, yeah. I mean, a bunch of time me and Hazan had problems, and I was more than okay with being on his stream or on his podcast, or even the next day, or having it on my stream, even though he might get viewers and he might leech off of my stream. I don't give a fuck. What would I care? I don't. At the end of the day, I just want to have fun. I've never held grudges with anybody. I can't think of a single person that I've held grudges against. The people that I've had grudges against are people that went like to insane lengths, right? And I know of, and even these people, I still don't give them like a big grudge thing. Like, it's not like that, right? People that go to lengths that are too heavy, it's like, come on, brother, like, fuck me. Grudges are just bad, dude. Like, I wish people understood this. Grudges are bad. You lose something. Like, you hold on to all that fucking hatred, and you hold on to all that pain, and you just hold it all in, and you keep it up, and it's in your thoughts all the time, and it's in your brain RAM, and now you're throttled or some shit all the time, and you're just kind of glitched in. It's like it holds you back from being happy. Like, it's just trash, dude. Like, just some people don't change, and what you have to do is just you now know who they are, and you just act accordingly, and that's it. Just fucking play your cards better. If they're gonna always be an ass crack, then so be it. But just act accordingly. If that means you don't see them, you don't see them. But holding on to a grudge, per se, that's bad. I'm telling you, it's just so bad. I think I've lost some things over the years by not having a grudge and not playing my cards right with people. And I'm telling you, it's probably not as I didn't lose as much as I would have if I held on to that grudge and lost out on sleep, happiness. I always come out on top. Doesn't matter. I always come out on top, 100%. Okay. No, I've never been suicidal ever. No, fuck no. I don't get burnt out. No. That kind of got dark real fast. Am I happy? I'm happier. I enjoy the ups and the downs. I don't fight the downs ever. I try not to. I think downs are fun. I think things being bad or kind of sad, I understand that they're part of the process, and they're just they're part of the story, and it only makes sense that it's down because at one point it's gonna be up, or it was up, and we're trying to go to places. So if I fight it, then it doesn't make sense. I don't let myself fucking being overtaken by them, but I think they're important. I think they have value. Sometimes I look back at my life and I look at the things that were down and bad end up being some of the better parts of my life. Looking back at it, they just didn't feel like that because I was fighting it so hard. I just don't fight it so hard. A sober strain brother? No, probably not. I'm trying to get a good juicer. This is actually, you know, I've ever talked about this. I'll talk about this for 1 minute and then I'll move on. What was my? Oh yeah, why do I care about your trophies and memorabilia? Okay, this is something that is like competition philosophy. Okay, so a lot of people are not going to resonate with this and will not understand it. I'm not like trying to sell you on an idea. This is what the goal of tonight. Okay, so answer questions. I'm gonna tell you some shit. What is memorabilia? Memorabilia is like tokens of the past. It's like small things that represent something of a memory. Okay, such like keeping an old skateboard that made you win a competition or whatever, and you keep it in your house. That's a piece of memorabilia. Okay, it's like, oh, I remember that. I remember that from the past. Whatever. That's kind of pog. I think that's what it is. Okay. One. I think achievements are something that happen in an instant. Okay, my philosophy is that an achievement is something that happens once and it happens. Boom. That's it. It just happens. Right? And I feel like it makes me self-destructive to keep something that like that it's just okay, it's just odd. If I'm at a certain point in like a sport or like competing and I reach a height and I get something, oh look, a trophy or whatever, right? I don't want to keep it. I don't want to keep it. It feels bad to look back at it when things aren't good. It feels weird. It makes you feel lesser. It makes you feel like sometimes competing in a lot of ways. Here's an example of how this is something that Rodney Mullen said. Okay, that I align with 100%. Skateboarding, I used to do it, and I used to have a lot of fun with it. Okay, I used to be crazy. I used to be very, very colorful in how I would do it. And when it comes to competing, I felt like the judges, like they would judge me on factors that didn't make skateboarding fun or good, right? But I still did those things to win, right? So I skated in a way to win, to fit the boxes. It's like asking an artist that was, yeah, whatever. So I just did things to win, and I win. So I won a bunch of fucking awards or whatever the fuck, right? And then it just felt like I did things to get that I don't really agree with it, because that's not how I want it to be. That doesn't mean anything for me. Like exactly like the T-Mobile MVP trophy. I still have it. I like to flex it as a joke, but I left it in California because I don't care about it. Because I got it to like a vote, and even if I didn't, I got to performance. I don't want to have it. I think it's bad. It's too long to go into philosophies. I'm gonna ban this guy. I'm gonna go and ban this guy. I'm getting permanent. I don't give a fuck about what he says. My bad. It's 5 a.m. I want to talk to chat. I mean, I don't give a fuck what this guy says about it. I couldn't care. Just a fucking idiot. Yeah, this is too complicated to go to. This is too complicated to break down. I'm not. It just, yeah, I just don't agree with it. You know what? Watch this. This question is really good. People think I'm gonna go to crazy length with this question. There's somebody asked. I can replace it a bunch on my second monitor. Look, I have a bunch on my second monitor. People think this question is gonna go sideways. It won't. I think it's genuinely good. There's a bunch. Okay, genuinely, I think oversharing has been an issue for me for sure, because I like to talk about people, about stuff about me or whatever, and I realize that sometimes the people want to listen to things so that they can get something out of you, right? And you're probably thinking money and some other shit. I'm not talking about that. Sometimes you can share a weakness with somebody, right? And the only thing that they see or hear is when will I be able to use this as a weapon against them when they're at a weak point. And I can crush them with it. That's what happens to people, because when you're vulnerable with somebody, all you're doing is that you're giving it ammo, and people say, dude, what you're saying is not true, blah blah blah. You're still gonna be vulnerable. This is conceptually and philosophically something that I don't resonate with them. Okay. When I am being vulnerable to people and I overshare just for the sake of doing it, right? All they see is just their mag fucking loading up full of ammo. That's all they see. That's all that it is. And at the end of the day, they end up using it against me one day or another. And it's like, it's just how it is. It's just how it's been. That's all. I mean, even I hate to say it, even with chat, when I had this Dr. K episode where I talked about like my dad and my past, whatever, people bring that shit up all the time, use it against me. Like, oh yeah, dude, you're like that time you talked about with this. And it's like, fuck, man, you're just like them. It's like, oh man, like, Jesus Christ, man. And that just really fucking sucks. It's like, sometimes you just want to share and you want people to like relate to something or whatever. And all they want to do is find a way that like use it against you someday and get an advantage. And that's really shitty. Yeah, so I think a valuable lesson is not oversharing it. It's probably less of a thing, but just also with financials, when people don't know the scope of things, things are much simpler. Like whether it's because it's a lot of money or very little, I think people not knowing is just better. It's always been better because I don't think that has much relevance unless you're talking about like household budgeting or something like that. People not knowing is just way better. And then that's something that I learned, like, maybe I was wrong, why I overthought it. I had this girl I wanted to date, and I just bought this like a really nice house in Quebec, and it's so nice. And then one night she's like, oh yeah, you want to do this, and like I'll come pick you up. And I just said yes. I instantly said yes. And then for an instant, like I shouldn't have forgotten like where I live, right? And I feel like things changed, like when they saw the house, and I was like, oh wait a minute, that was kind of stupid. That's kind of how I felt. I don't know what to tell you. That's just kind of how I tell you. It's just the way that it felt to me. It made me understand that, like, yeah, oversharing it in that. Why? Because I mean, yeah, bro. When people think about like money overall, for some people, for them, it's like, of course, it's security, and for some people, like people want that. It gives them like an ideal, like, oh, I could be in this and I could be secure then. If they're in an uncertain spot, like they really want that, and it's like, oh shit, like maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know? Because then you want somebody to be attracted to you, and you want people to be there for you, not for like whatever the fuck you have or whatever, right? You want to reduce the amount of like ulterior motives to almost zero if you can. And if that means you have to go to like big lengths to do it, then so be it. That's just gonna that's how it has to be, and that's what I thought. That is like, damn, I think that's how I'm gonna have to do things now. What else? I don't feel nervous going live. What if I would be nervous? People can suck my balls. I don't care. But I don't feel nervous going live. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, live, what's gonna happen? Yeah, celebrate is much simpler. You're not wrong. I don't regret it. I don't regret anything. I have no regrets. Regrets are like the most... Bro, how am I complaining? Well, where's this guy? I'm just gonna burn this guy, to be honest. The question is literally about something that went wrong, and I'm telling you about it, about how I learned, so you could maybe take something out of it. I don't know. This guy's fucking rendered. I was proud of you that you had an opportunity to talk about. No. Is that buzzing right now in the back? This guy's buzzing in his brain then. No. Bro. Why do you compare streaming as worse than like a fucking 9 to 5 like data entry job? Like, it's so funny. I get to walk around, smile and laugh and jump and go on the internet and look at the news and do some shit, right? While you're fucking busting on the fucking data entry, putting fucking 2 and 4 and 5 on the fucking computer on fucking Microsoft Excel, you dumb fucking pop. Jesus, dude. What the fuck? Like, Jesus, dude. Okay, my bad. I'm just saying like it. Bro, I'm just saying like it. You can make a life out of anything. I think it's bad to like oh, this is bad because of this, this is bad because of that. Just your life matters, your goals matter, what you do matters. Just fucking make it make sense for you. And then don't like, I don't think you should go around and diminish other people and what they do to like something because you don't understand it or you don't like it. I think it makes you fucking stupid. I'm not gonna call him poor. Stop, guys. I did that as a joke when I'm playing against people, dude. I don't give a fuck about that. The most difficult to bounce back from? Current era for sure. That made me lose trust in like everybody. Any criticism about your audience? Fuck them. You know what? Let me no, I'm gonna tell you about something. And maybe it'll all make sense. This music is gonna fucking make me go crazy, to be honest. I'll tell you about something, and hopefully, it's not like Drama Andy. It's just like a normal thing. Maybe it'll give you a lot of answers about a lot of questions you have. I think all these topics, I'll give you one experience and it will all make sense. Okay? It's very, very important for me. It's like okay. Try not to look too far into what I'm gonna sell you. Okay? Don't look too far into it, or try not to. Okay? Just take it for what it is. Alright. I'll do the topic. It's like that was more like about trust and fucking, what was it talking about? Lesson, etc. Okay. I'm not cryptic. I can say what I want. It's not like that. Okay. I'll word like that. I'm gonna tell you why this era sucked and how it kind of like began. Okay. So way back when, I told you guys this earlier, I didn't have a Twitch contract, right? And then I had a Twitch contract because you know how it is, like people like renegotiate their contracts or whatever, like, and people have like leverage, and it's just business shit. Okay, I don't do this shit. It's just my agents do that shit. And then I was more like financially secure, but then I had a bunch of like sleep problems and about like a bunch of like uncertainty and shit like that, and then I had a bunch of bad thoughts. Things kept happening that were really bad and scary, and I'm not going to go into details on what it is. Like, just a bunch of things were very scary. Things were happening, and then at one point, like, I kept waking up and like injuring myself and shit like that, and I just felt like I just felt like I was gonna die soon. That's kind of how it was. I felt like I wasn't gonna live very long, and I don't think these thoughts were unfounded, but they were there. And then my goal was to just make some money, and then do as best as I can, and then leave some money for the people around me. You know, just like before checking out or whatever. So that was kind of my root thought. I was like, let's just fucking ball out and do as best as we can. And then I went and then I got like people to organize everything, like investments, and get all my papers in order, and get a will, you know, so that you know, will is like, you know, no, a will is like when you die, where does your shit go, you know? So I got people, and I started organizing my stuff, and then getting a will done, so that all that would be organized, and it'll all be like, I'll be set, send it on, so I'm chilling, just to put, it was like a maneuver to get my life in order, pretty much. And then they start asking questions, like, you know, because they have to ask questions about what you do, like how much money you have, like what do you have, like where do you want things to go, shit like that. And they ask questions about, you know, like your status type shit. So I answered all the questions, and then I was done. So that was good. And what happened then is that, fuck, I'm trying to, you know, you have to say like whether you're like. So I answered truthfully. I just did. I mean, dude, it's my will. Like, I want to be truthful. Like, it has to be, you know. Like, it has to be my, everything has to be super like airtight, you know. So I answered all the questions normally, and then one of them was like, oh, what's your like status? And then it's like, well, it's like single, you know? Like like if I die, like, okay, well, money will go to like, you know, family and shit like that. And then after that, things just kind of like started like blowing the fuck up, you know? So it was like, yeah, after that, it's just, things were crazy. So I was like, fuck, man, that's kind of insane. So that's kind of like how pretty much everything started. And that was pretty, I just thought I was really lame. And I think overall, that made me lose trust in everybody, you know? Because my intention was just to fucking take care of my people if things go really bad. And things were going really bad. Like, I was like fucking myself up my sleep all the time, and I kept like injuring myself. I got like, I had to get stitches on my eyes and shit, like, and then the house was getting swatted all the time. Bro, it was so bad, you know? I was just scared. Yeah, that's about it. And it's just, yeah, that's it. What else? What else I want to say about that? There's other things I want to say about that. After that, there was like, you know, since things were blown up, and then there was the fucking, the shit camp things. I mean, I'm not gonna do it again. Like, people are not gonna like that I do this and say it like that. But after that, it was shit camp, and like I was in Canada at that point, you know, I was at home, I was on my own, and then I was like, I don't want to go. And then I tried to justify it in like a bunch of ways, and I tried to like circumvent the issues and things that were going on. I tried to not tell people what was going on. I tried to like not fucking leak everything because I want to be respectful to all the parties involved. I tried to be diligent and chill. I tried to play my cards right. I tried to fucking, I did the best as I could. I generally did. Looking back at it, I tried to make as little drama as I could. And because I tried to play do everything right and protect everybody, I end up protecting no one and not even myself. And looking back at it, I realized that like by protecting no one, I put everybody in danger. In danger, I mean like social scrutiny or whatever. So everybody hated me for that, and I couldn't say why. And then I was talking, and it was like, you know, oh, we could just kind of like play it off and like pretend, and we could just kind of like do it like everything's normal, whatever. And I was like, as a person and as a creator, as a philosophy, I can't do that. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend. I'm not gonna sit there and act like things aren't the way that they are, or whatever, just for people to enjoy watching or something. I don't give a fuck about viewers. They can suck my balls. I'm not gonna fucking pretend, whatever. You know, I didn't want to. I really did not want to pretend. I didn't want to. So I didn't do that. And then things were like bad, and like because of all that, things were bad in private, in public, in like quote unquote career. I don't like seeing streaming as a career. Fuck streaming. It's not a career. It's a hobby. But regardless, then things were bad privately, publicly, career-wise, like, and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to process that. I didn't know, like, I just felt like I did something that was so normal and so acceptable that like, I didn't do anything wrong. And then it just blew up in my face like crazy. And I was like, why? Like, I want to have a normal fucking thing. And it's why I told you guys earlier about like, you know, oversharing and like financial security and shit like that, and what other people want. And like, everything just fucking annoyed me. And at that point, like, it made me upset that there's a chance that people around me it'll be like that for a little while, you know? Like, and I try not to hold that against other people. I try not to hold it against people because it's like, I don't want to use one experience and use it against everybody, but it just didn't. It felt like trash. But it's been fine though. Like everything's chill. It's just that one thing, and then yeah. I just wanted to see the best in people, you know. I didn't want to believe that this was the way it was gonna go down. Like, I didn't want to believe. I won't. Yeah. What did you say? Surely. What is that was wrong? What is that? What is that supposed to be wrong? I don't get it. I don't know what even could be interpreted differently. Is still mad about the shit camp? There's no shot he's mad about shit camp. I know it's one guy, but I don't know how you could be presented with this information and have this sort of reaction. I don't get it.